Howdy, folks, and welcome. Hope y'all are doing well. Change things up just a tad here, and so y'all let me know if anything goes crazy. The only thing that I'm not seeing yet is my chat ninja, and hopefully the audio as well. I wish that chat ninja would work because that throws me off a little bit. I like being able to highlight you guys' comments. Let's see if I can. Figure this out while we're talking here. So I've moved everything into my office and tried to improve the lighting here. Yeah, that's I have to it has to right now it has to be at this height. I don't have a I don't have anything down to be the background yet, but this is normally where my keyboard sits, so it's a little bit tight right now. Let's see, what's the knife to the left of the stitch? This is the MSI, and I think you're talking about this one here. That is the One Track Mind Ire, and I actually picked that up at Blade Show Atlanta this year. I was not didn't have any plans to get that particular one, but my plans changed. And let's see. Hey, Mallory. How's it going, man? Appreciate you being here. Thomas Wheeler, thank you for being here. Dragoon, I don't know that I said hello to you. Marco's dropping the link to the Pocket Check, the Discord. Thank you for doing that. And I've actually got that pulled up on another screen here, and I do plan on making sure that I cover that tonight. I think I've missed that for the last couple of weeks. So we're going to go back and look at some knives from some prior weeks. Marco, I think I said something to you earlier, maybe in chat though. And hopefully Nine Finger Knives made it back into the Unprofessional Dads live and got his win. Let's see. I saw Mo Petty stop by, but it's probably past her bedtime. I think she gets up at an unreal hour. And Ground Fog at some point in time was here. So very cool, very cool. All right, let's see. Ryan Crow, thank you for being here, man. I think everything's working tonight. I've got the mic set up in here. The only thing that I don't have working is the chat select, and for whatever reason, it's not wanting to do that. But maybe it'll start working. I don't really know. Let's see if it'll send a message. Not seeing it, but it's not wanting to. It is not wanting to do anything there. Oh well. 'Tis what it is. All right, because I'm going to get behind because there's a lot of folks in here tonight. I will not miss Blade Show Atlanta. Me and Dylan gonna have some fun there, huh? You didn't. It's okay as an average. Marcus says, grab a for us. I'm telling you what, I used to have a Forest, and that was a really good knife. I need to grab me another one. Dragoon says, Mallory, how many orange V2s are left? Less than 5, right? Ramses says, greetings all. Say hello to my little friend. The like button, it helps so much more than most people know. And yes, y'all please hit the like button. You may notice I don't think you should see any ads unless YouTube happens to throw some ads up. That shouldn't be happening. Okay, let's see if I can make no. Quit that. All right. There's Kelly's Mishmash. Thank you for being here, Kelly. And Ramsey says, Lincoln Ron, thank you for doing that. Ramsey's does. He comes in and starts linking people and reminding folks to hit that like button. And that's much appreciated. Marco does an awesome job as well. Helping out, and I really appreciate you guys doing that. Ron Crow says, you would think that Tommy was doing a giveaway tonight with how many people that are in here. How many people are in here? I can't tell. I'm only seeing about 11 there, Ron. Unless, but y'all are being very active with the chat, so that's awesome. Dragoon says mobile users will always get ads unless they're premium members. Yeah, YouTube's going to throw something in there, but this is not a monetized. This is not a monetized live. I turned off all that because folks were telling me that they were getting multiple ads popping up and interrupting the live, so went ahead and disabled that. I'm not gonna have folks aggravated about that. Fred the Lug is in the house. Thank you, Fred, for being here. Appreciate y'all all you do as well. Fred has helped out tremendously with allowing me to take a look at knives and helping me out by providing those knives, which then turns into a lot of content that I can provide to y'all. So y'all thank Fred for that, because he's helped me out tremendously. And also has provided some knives for giveaways as well, including the upcoming 1500 giveaway. We're slowly but surely getting closer to that. But Stumbo, thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. Dragoon says, but the 11 of us are half the actual community. That's true too. That's right, Dragoon. Marco says, I'm waiting for the ads to kick in. They should not. I don't have it monetized at all. Ron Crow says, is that a bag knife? That is a bag. This is the Steelcraft series, I think it's called. The Bodega. It did not come in blue. I actually had the more premium version at one point in time that was titanium. But this was came in a tan color, and I didn't like it too much. So I dyed it. I actually picked that one up from Smoky Mountain Knife Works when we were on vacation in the Pigeon Forge area. So that's one of my One of my souvenir knives, I guess you could say. Dragoon says, Fred, look, did that Bassett ever sell? And Marcus says, pre-order a Civivi Hydros modded, $49.99. And linked MalloryDesigns.com. Very cool, very cool. I need to go check that out. But I'm here. Oops. I am here at my desk, so I have multiple screens, so I can pull up stuff. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull that up over here. Maybe. We're gonna try it. Look at there. That's the Mallory Designs website with a pre-order for the Civivi Hadros modded version. And I believe Mallory had that on his live last night. So, very cool. And let's see if I can transition back without it being too crazy. Maybe. And I actually may have made that a little bit bigger for y'all. I'm not sure. So, very cool. Dragoon says only 5 Force V orange, 2 and silver left. Luckily, I have help with gadgets / BDC's black and blue. Fred Lug says, is that front flippable? And probably talking about this one. No, it is not. There is no jimping there. It is reverse flickable. But whoops, missed that one. There's no jimping on that flipper either. I think that would have been awesome. I may have to add some. Now that being said, there's plenty of jimping here on the lock bar for disengaging that lock bar. And that video is a little choppy, isn't it, guys? Yeah. All right. Hopefully, I'm going to have another computer here before too long. I'm actually hardwired in, so that shouldn't have anything to do with it. It's either the camera being glitchy or it's the GPU, and I'm guessing probably the GPU on this computer. But hey. No worries, Mallory. It's that's about all I can do is try to help out. And if you're talking about the Hydros being front flippable, I think Mallory's answered that question. Thank you for linking Mallory's page there, Ramses. And yeah, you were talking about the Hydros. Fred says, I have one of those steel crafts. I want it. Hasn't made it home yet, though. Cool. Very cool. Hey, Brown Sugar. Thank you for being here. And Mallory says, no, it's flush. Oh, that could be too, Dragoon. This is actually an Alienware laptop. And I think it's got 16 gig, but I've asked for more. So and I don't have, well, let's see. Yeah, it's got 16 gig of physical RAM. It's got some virtual memory that I did not set though. Anyhow, I'm hoping for another computer because I've had several glitches where stuff just doesn't work right, and I had to reboot twice before I could get everything working a while ago. So, and I had actually rebooted the day before. But anyhow, yeah, I agree, Dragoon. It is it's a Core i7 Intel, but it needs some more real RAM. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, with the Alienware, it's not swappable. I could be wrong about that, but if I recall correctly, checking into it, it is actual soldered RAM, and I wasn't gonna mess with that. Wasn't worth it. But I'm pretty sure my other laptop has 32 gig of RAM, but it doesn't have a GPU, so that messes things up as well. So it's I've asked for something that'll run multiple things. In fact, I could shut down. Let's see. Let me shut down the browser over here and see if it helps. I don't think it's showing anything being wrong, and I'll actually shut down. I'll actually shut down everything except OBS and see if that helps, and we'll see. Oh no, Fred, not yet. I'll send you tracking before it gets out. It's probably going to be tomorrow. Mr. Eddie, hey, Mr. Eddie. Hope you're doing well. Sup, Tommy, and mostly all of y'all. Yeah, so not only that, Dragoon, I actually had to replace the fans on it at not several years ago, probably 6 months ago. The fan went out on it, but I switched over to this. One because of the additional GPU. And let's see. Old Man on the Ridge, thank you for being here. I am still, and I keep clicking on you guys, thinking it's actually going to pop up on the screen, and then instead it just messes me up over here. Are you still running Windows? If so, why? Switch to Linux. I have ran various and sundry forms of Linux in the past. I have not now. The reason that I mainly use Windows is I do ham radio, and a lot of the applications that I have are Windows only. And I know I could probably switch, but I like running the apps that I'm running. That being said, as I understand it, there are actually have been some improvements to some of the Mac stuff, and I don't know if I may be getting a Mac for Christmas. I don't know yet. Depends on what the kids decide to get. And I left it totally up to them. But they're big Mac fans. I'm just going to leave it up to them. And if I don't get something for Christmas, I'm probably going to buy something. So, LCAP, I think I said hello to you. If not, I've said it twice now. Appreciate you being here. Pretty sure I've said hello on a previous live tonight. Fred says, I love my Macs. Well, I I also use Adobe Premiere Pro for my for editing my videos, and think that that it might work better for that. Don't know for sure. Hey Dragoon, if I need to do it, I probably will build. But I'm thinking the kids might be getting me one. Fred says, been Mac for 20 plus years, and I used to work for IBM. I've had Macs in the past for work. I haven't had them other than I actually had one for my daughter when she was in college, but she kind of destroyed that. Mr. Eddie, I don't play games a lot anyways, Mr. Eddie. Hey, Brian White, thank you for being here, man. Appreciate it. Ramses, I'll look. I think I've looked in the past though. If I could be mistaken and have got my computers mixed up, but I think this one's a older. What is it? This is an Alienware M15R3. I think it's older. Dragoon says it's not for streaming. Ron Crow says, and I keep clicking on you guys and it doesn't want to work right. Dragoon says, or Ron Crow says, I can't stand Apple anything except for pie. I love apple pie. I'm the same way, man. I have a Samsung phone and refuse to do a Apple iPhone. I do not like it. Old Man on the Radio says, just switched over to my PC running Linux because Windows 10 is dead. Running LMDE7 off a USB drive works great. Cool. Fred says, I've never had a computer problem. Just got a new one. My last one was bought in 2018. Still good. But I'm bougie and wanted the new one and shiny one. Ha ha. Fred said he gave the other one to his mother-in-law to watch Netflix and stuff. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Dragoon. I looked. I was like, I can make this better. I'm not one for. I don't get a lot of new stuff. So, actually, the kids gave me the MSI computer that I got a few years ago, but it does not have a dedicated GPU, and it was seriously lagging on streaming. Very cool. Yeah, that's I like the way people share their knowledge, and I have built computers in the past. In fact, I started working. I was working at Radio Shack when Windows 95 came out, and yeah, I know that means I'm old, but that's when I started. Somebody asked me what pry bar that is. LCAP. That is the Opry 2. I got this after I lost my second Vero Fulcrum, and I like this. I like having bits on me. I like having bits. This has some bit storage, and have this pencil piece thing here that I can use. I have my T8 and my T6, and then also have a T15 and a T10. So those stay in the little compartment here. So I like that, and man, I use this thing all the time. I've been working on one of my deer stands, and that's I've used it quite a bit, just stuff. So running a 2004 32-bit HP at my ranch using LMDE6. Fred says the Mac silicone chip is just so good for video editing. It is supposed to be really good for that. Helpful Gadget says you can upgrade the 32 meg RAM according to AI. Yeah, but but I still think you have to solder it. And I do not want to do that. Mr. Eddie says, what knife is that in the bench? What are you talking about, Mr. Eddie? Which one are you talking about? Oh, man, Red says, I got into computers before there was an IBM PC. This is my second go-around with Linux. Started on Red Hat. Yeah, it's a lot easier today. I have a ham radio a repeater that I'm needing to upgrade, and it's running CentOS. CentOS got end of life, so I've got to upgrade to, I think it's Alma Linux? I could be wrong about that. I've got to do a fresh install so that I can get the latest version of the software that's used for this repeater. In fact, I've got to go look tomorrow and see what I can do for that. Not on this one, Mr. Eddie. This one's an older one. It's what did I say it was? M15R3. So I think somebody else looked that up, and that's the you got to solder that. If I'm not mistaken, they did something crazy. Yeah, El Cap. I got a cheaper one out, and I had to find it. Did some searching around because I wasn't. I was kind of mad at myself for I didn't even have that second Vero Fulcrum, but for about a month, I think. And Joseph had actually lasered my logo on it. I'm still hoping it turns up, but I like having a pry bar. And I like having a pry bar with a clip. Fred Lux says I had TRS-80, Apple II, and a few other ones just as I started to add keyboards. Nice. I do have a very old, Mac. It's the one with the like a half dome base on it. And but that was given to me from somebody that had just didn't want it. It's not very usable. Mr. Eddie says, send it to me. I'll fix it as usual. Oh boy. Oh boy. Old Man on the Ridge says, for the just to keep that old PC running, not in the trash pile. Use for downloading my game cameras on playing games at my ranch. 200 power to much for video editing. Cool. Fred says, my first computer language is BASIC, then Pascal, Fortran, C, C++, 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 then the GUI started, and then it got crazy. No, it's a white dome, not the it's like it's almost like the screen is on an arm that pops up and down. All right, Ramses, I'll have to look at that. One Moon Collective, thank you for being here, man. Old Man Ridge says everyone is talking about 32 gig of memory, and back in the day, yeah, back in the day we didn't have anything. It's crazy. Your phone's got more oomph than most of the computers that we had back in the day. By the way, let me see if I've got anything here. Okay, I don't have anything. One Moon, yes, those are original goat scales. And these, they had a coating on them, and I've carried this enough to where the coating started to wear off. And so I took some sandpaper and just went over the tops of this, I think this was gun stock pattern here, and just made it shine a little bit. And now all the nicks and scrapes still show up, but give it a little bit of flash to it. And I really like this, the titanium, or actually aluminum. I think these are aluminum scales as opposed to those polymer scales that were on it. Fred says iPhone has 10 times the processing power of the lunar mission. Right, exactly. Dragoon said if 14-year-old me had today's computers, I'd be in jail. He was angry, I would have said. Probably so. And Fred says the one that you're talking about is the G4 iMac. That sounds more like it. One Moon says he makes them for the amphibian. Yeah, actually, Original Goat makes quite a few. They're very cool. Mr. A says, Chad is talking about PCs. Tommy's out there talking to himself. I'm trying to keep up with everybody, Mr. Eddie. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. And I do not know why my chat ninja is not working. That is aggravating me. That's... Huh. I don't know. Ron Crow says, my first computer was a Commodore 64, then a 128. Oman Ridge said, anyone ever work on an Apple Lisa? That was old too, if I recall correctly. And way before anything I ever messed with Apple. I got involved with Apple because there were some folks at work, they wanted to have a Mac, and I had to be able to support the Mac. So I told them, I said, yeah, I can do that, but someone I'm going to need a Mac so that I can help support. And they got me one. So, but then I moved from the client team to the server team, and they took my Mac away. So that's all right. It wasn't that big of a deal to me anyway. But yes, so I will look into that again. Mallory says, back to knives. I'm excited for the mini MSI. That one does look pretty cool, and should be a lot more carryable than this. I mean, that's a big knife. That's probably the biggest knife I have. And in fact, that's kind of was the theme of the ones that I put on the table tonight were some of my bigger knives. Ron Crow says, Old Man on the Ridge says, Ron Crow, I still have an Atari 2600 and it still works. I keep an old tube colored TV around just for it. So my first computer, and I don't even know what model it was. Dad had purchased it for us, and it had a tape recorder that you saved everything to. And I wish I could remember what computer it was, or if Dad even still has it. But it had like a regular tape cassette that connected, that you saved the programs on. If you wanted to run something, if you wanted to play a game, then you had to copy all the code from the book that came with it, and save it, and of course figure out why it didn't work. And so, yeah, it's whatever programs that you wanted it to run, you had to actually punch in the code to make it work. And that was back in it was a cassette. What is a cassette? Very funny, Mr. Eddie. Very funny. I still have a car that has a cassette player in it, and it's a 2000. So you're not that young, Mister. 8-track tape, anyone? Hey, I actually have a portable radio with an 8-track player on the shelf behind me. I thought that was pretty cool. No, the 2000 car has a cassette player in it. You're not that young, mister. You want to act like it, but you're not. Dragoon says if he does, you're about to be able to buy any knife. I don't think it would be worth that much, and I don't remember which one it was. Ramsey says, my first computer was a Commodore VIC-20 with a tape. My second was Apple II Plus with a whole 128K of memory. Old Man Larry says, hey, Tommy, I have 2 CMC 8 tracks and 1 4x4. Ryan Crow says, 8-track tapes are cool. Absolutely. Fred says, how about the 8-inch floppy drives? Yep. The bad thing is there's folks here that's probably going, what? Huh? What are you talking about? So the one that's on the shelf behind me is a Spear Sonic. And it has an 8-track player, and looks like, is it FM also? Nope, looks like it's just an AM radio with an 8-track player. I like old stuff, so I've got some old cameras here somewhere. I've got some old ham radios on the other shelf over there. But I've liked radios for a long time. Mr. A says, Tommy, I was like 11 in 2000. Well, it's still, you should be able to remember using a cassette player. Ramsey is linking Mallory again, and appreciate you doing that. And if anybody has a wrench and you want to link your channel, please do so. Mr. Eddie says, you like old stuff, birds of the same feather flock together. Hey, there's several of us on here that are advanced in age. There's some of you that are just spring chickens. Speaking of birds. Oh man, Reed says, I saved one that they used to boot an IBM 360 mainframe. Aha. Very cool. All right, let's go check out some of the knives that. Let me bring up Discord, because I have not been really good at Discord lately. So let's go ahead and check that out. Oh, not that. That's the wrong one. And I messed it up. Well, this is just wonderful. All right. Okay. I think we're back there. Sorry about that. I clicked the wrong. I meant to put Windows capture device. And so let's go ahead and try this. Well, I think I have to open. No. Oh, it not show Discord. Interesting. Mr. Eddie says, "Oh, this computer talking. We can't use them." Oh, we can use them. Hey, Dwayne Letterman. Thank you for being here, man. Well, Mr. Eddie, I think I still got the ones from several weeks ago that you posted. I've just got to figure out how to get over there to that window. It's not giving me the option of choosing that. So I'm trying to finagle things. I don't know there, Fred. I should be able to do the Windows capture, but it's for some reason it's not giving me. Hey, wait a minute. Here we go. There it goes. Finally. Nope. There we go. There we go. Have Fred joined the live? I don't think I've done one with a guest since I did OBS. I need to figure that out. In fact, Mr. Eddie, what is this one here? I know that's not yours, but help us out. That looks like Milton's hand. Medford M48. Sounds good to me. I'm typing on the computer, and Mr. Eddie's probably going to go nuts. Yeah, M48 right here. Medford M48. Doe. Thank you for that. Let's look at Robin. That looks like that may be an Olemic, maybe? It's what I'm thinking, but I could be wrong. It could be a crazy custom that I'm not familiar with, but I think that's an Olemic. Not Olemic, Mr. Eddie says. Who that be, y'all? There goes Fred the Lug, Homer Zoo, Hero Black Back Lock. Very cool. Did that come from you, Fred? Oh, I had the Homer Zoo just a few days ago a kind of overview of it. The chin, yep. I had that one just posted a few days ago. Hey, Matisfaction, thank you for being here, man. All right, another one from Robin. Oh, I think I know what that one is. That looks like a Vulcan. Very cool. I like Vulcan's work. He did one today. He dropped one today that has a front flipper on it, and it looked like a milled titanium clip instead of a bent clip. So that one looked interesting too. All right, there's Robin's Spyderco. Is that the Paysan? No, that's something else. That looks like a Jimbo with some custom scales. Is what I'm thinking. Not having the black scales threw me for a minute. Not the Paysan, nope. We'll skip this next one, I think. Looks like a custom knife maker from Mr. Eddie's part of the world over there. Pat Hammond from Santa Fe, Texas. Is that correct? Hey, Tegan. Thank you for being here, man. Do appreciate it. Mr. Eddie says, wrong again. What are you talking about, mister? It's close to you. Close-ish. Very cool, though. Texas is not close. Well, you think driving 2 hours is a long trip, so I'm not sure I believe you on that one. Hey, Waylon, thank you for being here. All right, Robin's got another one. That's the, I think that's the Homer Zoo again. And here goes Mr. Eddie, wrong again. Just kidding, Mr. Eddie. I like those milling lines on the blade there. That's an interesting looking blade. Let's see if we got the rest of the knife. There we go. No, that's a Bradford. I don't think that other one was a Bradford. Dragoon. Help us out. Fred Lux is trying to decide if I'm going to Blade, Texas next year. Who is going? Convince me, please. Mr. Eddie says, sorry, Fred, I won't be going. It's too long of a trip. It would be like 4 hours or something, and he's not going to do that. Actually, no, he's once he hits Texas, it's probably another 8 hours to get to where Blade Show is held. Mr. Eddie says it's far. I don't think it's that far to get to Texas from where you're at, Mr. Eddie. And that's if you're getting to the other side of Texas, that's another story. That's right, Fred. He can road trip it with Milton. I had heard that Blade Texas was better than Blade West. Is that true? From talking to someone a few weeks ago. Fred says yes. I heard the scenery in in Utah is awesome, but as far as the content of the knives at Blade, Texas was a little bit better. There's Mr. Fred the Lug's custom Spyderco with a reblade. Fred says Atlanta has 950 tables, Texas has like 450, West has 250. And Blade, Tactical Blade show held in at the Clinton House has like 20 tables. But it was some pretty cool makers there. You had Sparrow, you had Clark, you had Hypercut, you had Carver, several more. Well, it says that's a pair 3 reblade. I think that's correct, Waylon. Ramsey's is going away from keyboard. Got to refill that coffee. Keenison was supposed to be there, Fred, but he had to cancel because of the flight situation. His flight got canceled and he wasn't able to make it. So he was another one that was supposed to be there. Brad Zingler was supposed to. Zingler was there as well. He has some cool stuff. Scorpion 6, I think, was there. McNeese was there. Attention to Detail was there. Several more. Fred Lux says, yes, Para 3 reblade with front flipper and MagnaCut titanium scales. It was anodized and lasered. Looks very nice, Fred. I think there's some more pictures here, too. Yeah, there you go. Cool blade shape. I like that. Fred, you could have got rid of that lanyard hole. Nice clip. We're gonna act. Oh yeah, that looks really good, Fred. You don't get to see that without the video. It's the Spider Lug. That's nice, Fred. Spider Lug. Very cool. This is my only wait, y'all can't see my table right now. All right, let's see. All right, on to the next one. Very cool, Fred. I like that. TC Blades has a couple KB knives. I'm not familiar with that that model, and I don't even know what the top one is either. Fred probably knows. KB Zephyr by KC at Knives Fast. Okay, that's the bottom one is a Zephyr. Top one is Tucson something. That doesn't surprise me. Tucson has some pretty cool stuff. I haven't had a Tucson in a while, but they do have some nice knives, some good designs, and from what I could tell, pretty decent quality. But it's been a while since I've had one. Very cool. Thanks, Fred. I do believe that's a McNeese. I do like that the frag scales there. So that's the Dixon there. And we got another one from Fred. So spent the last 2 days. I think this is from last week, and I forgot to go check the Discord before he left. That's why we're kind of doing that here now. Fred says, spent the last 2 days in Albany working with Robert O'Brien, making some knives. Don't have any pictures of our finished knives yet, but this one is the one I have been playing with all day. One of his that is for sale. You can contact me if you're interested for me to put the two of you together. Completely handmade. This one sings. Okay. And there's a video. Fred, did you cut yourself while you were knife shopping? All right, okay, here's the video. Wait, I want to look at this knife first. Front flipper. Then thumb stud. Fred said no, had the cut prior to going there. Oh, okay. All right, let's see if we can get the video. I don't know if you guys can.
I'm gonna go home if you.
Let's see. You guys, let me know if you can actually even hear this.
I'm gonna go home if you don't go in there, girl. Oh, yeah.
I could hear that ting. Yeah, hopefully y'all could.
I'm gonna go home if you don't go in there, girl. Oh, yeah.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna go home if you don't go in there, girl.
I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but and now I've got it playing and apparently can't. Okay. There we go. All right, Mo Patty has the American Blade Works Slippy. That is an awesome. Yeah, I don't know if y'all could. I wasn't sure if you guys could hear anything coming from that or not. Fred Deluxe says mine is going to have a purple blade. Very cool. Mo Petty had the American Blade Works Slippy. Mine's around here somewhere. In fact, I think, yep, I've got it right there. I haven't had it in pocket as of late. Too much other stuff in pocket because I had been carrying my Jason Clark in a Slippy some. But I still think that's one of the best value slip joints, American-made slip joints that you can get. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not going to go into that. I'll get Mr. Eddie started. Robin has a Doug Ritter Hogue. Well, two Doug Ritter Hogues with some custom scales, looks like. Very cool. I like that. He's got a critter holding them. All right, Mr. Eddie. Let's see, that was last week. I think that was before it actually got to him. He won the Veterans Day giveaway from Edgy Blade Works. Very cool knife. Have you sent that one to me yet, Eddie? Robin's got that Vulcan Custom. Very cool. Very nice looking blade. All right, this one's from a couple of days ago. That's that Homer Zoo again. And I don't know what this one is. It's a fixie. Okay. The Edgy Blade Works. Have you sent that one to me yet? And Gons has got the Koenig Arius. And a cool flashlight. That may be a... maybe a pineapple, I'm not sure. Not the land. Or maybe it is. The clip's different than mine. All right, let's see. But cool cool Koenig Arius. Yep, just like that, Fred. Just like that. That be old, y'all. And Fred says the Poikilo. That one's cool. I do believe I may have checked that one out. Very nice. I like that. Very cool. And then Fred says, Poikilo. Okay, that top one's the VK crab. I may not have seen that one. Looks very similar to the shark. That one is different though. And this the Poikilo Anolis in purple crystal TI. That one's purple. It's definitely got some purple in it. Cool blade shape. And purple crystallized titanium. M398 for the blade steel. Very cool. And Mr. Eduardo has his collection of edgy blade works. A couple of grunts. And the fractal. I have checked out the fractal. I think Mr. Eddie needs to send that one back and let me disassemble it. But then he's got the two grunts. Very cool. Very utilitarian blade shape. Mind of Milton. Hey, man. Thank you for being here. Fred says this one is the new one. Just came yesterday. Was just released at Blade Show West. Yep. I've had the Gecko and the VK something and others. Two of them. Mind of Milton said Fred has a YouTube channel. Y'all check out Fred's YouTube channel. And Mind of Milton is in here linking all kinds of channels. Appreciate that, Milton. Mr. Eddie's saying stuff. Yep, VK Zen and the VK Zame, which is also the VK Shark, if I'm not mistaken. All right, and Tegan has a plethora of items here. I think he might have actually mentioned that up here. Nope, maybe not. OTF. That one looks like it. Well, I can't tell. That one blurred out, Tegan, and a very small Spider Co. But I can't tell what the other ones are. Interesting looking knife. And then you got the sway back there. Very cool. Fred says, this is my work in progress. Blade still Blade still needs to be heat treated. We salted the blade to try to see what colors are gonna come. Trying this on a few more things before we finish it. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's definitely different, Fred. Clip matches the blade. Yeah, that one's going to be cool. We'll need to see pictures when it's finished. That's nifty. Oh, there's Tegan says, terrible picture, sorry, Microtech ZBP Queen Slip. Queen Slip joint, Cancel Osmos, and Spyderco Little Native. I had a Queen cutlery. I think I gave it away on a giveaway though. Yeah, it was a tortoise shell, if I'm not mistaken. It's cool. Thank you, Tegan. All right. Nothing else there on the Discord, so let's hop back in and go back to the tabletop. Oops. Boom. Mr. Ace says, good night. I'll have to wake up early. All right, man. Appreciate you. It's only, what, 7:30 there? 8:30 there. All right, Mr. Eddie. Have a good one. Fred Lugg says, got a split working tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone. Y'all have a good night. See you, Mr. Eddie. No, not you, Fred. It's getting on up there where we're at on the East Coast time. Got my American Blade Works Slippy there. I'll slide that in right there. And I don't think I've talked about what we have here. Of course, this is the Spyderco PM2 with L-Max and marble carbon fiber. That's the only nice Spyderco that I have. This is a Katsu, and I don't remember the model number. This is the one that, if you guys remember, you saw me very painfully find all the parts that were in this box and extract this knife from a roll of tape and then get it back together and working. Some seem to enjoy that for some reason. Tegan said that was a great live that day. I think you guys enjoyed seeing me struggle patiently to extract it from the tape, because that was not fun. Excuse me. For sure. Of course, MSI, the original goat scales. And I think that these scales really helped this knife out a good bit. Now, the MSIs aren't very expensive. At least the basic ones aren't. Of course, you add on the scales and it adds it up. Vonda Milton, thank you. It's the Katsu TK01. I couldn't remember the model number. Thank you for that, Mind of Milton. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but look at this. Look at the milling on this, with a very smooth transition to that carbon fiber inlay. And you can see more of the milling there. So, very cool. have more than one knife that has carbon fiber. In fact, I think I have 3 knives now with carbon fiber, if I'm not mistaken, because I have the QSP Penguin with the glow-in-the-dark carbon fiber scales that also has L-Max. I think someone asked earlier what this one was. This is the one-track Mine Ire, and a very cool knife that I ended up picking up at Blade Show. Didn't plan to pick it up, but I did. Hey, Robin. Thank you for being here, man. We actually showed off quite a few of your knives a few minutes ago on the Discord. Robin says, love the Ire. Anyone ordered the ZOM? I did not. Hey, Brant. Thank you for being here. I did not order the ZOM, but I did get to check that one out at Blade Show. So that was cool. And this is the Kubi Tidius. My daughter actually got me this one, and I anodized it purple. And don't carry this one a whole lot, but it's still a neat still a neat knife. It's not little, but very cool knife that has a substantial handle, feels good in hand, and has pretty good action for a Kubi, a budget knife. So, and then this one is the Arnaud Bernard Amamba, and I may have mentioned this before, but the guys at African Custom Creations actually sent me this lanyard and a couple of items to put into the 1500 giveaway as well. But appreciate those guys sending this lanyard over. I wanted it to be kind of the back to its original form. And when I got the knife originally, it did not have a lanyard on it. But I knew from looking at the product page that it came with a kangaroo leather lanyard. So I was really appreciative of those guys allowing me to get one of those. And then this is the Bag Knives Bodega. This is the Steelcraft series, which is the budget part of that. They've also got customs of those, as well as a more expensive titanium version with loose bearings, which was my first experience with loose bearings. And it looks like the video is not messing up now as it was earlier, and nothing's changed that I know of. Kevin Santer, thank you for being here, man. Do appreciate it. And then this is the Tuya Voodoo. And I can't remember the guy's name, and I should, but that designed that. But very cool knife. I like the forward finger choil. Mr. Eddie actually did the acid wash on the blade. Well, there's TKE. Lincoln Mind of Milton. Hey, TKE. Hope you're doing well. I missed you a while ago, apparently, when you came in. Oh, you linked me first. Okay. That would be helpful for those folks that are here. Thanks, TKE. Appreciate it, man. Just messing with you. So those are the... kind of figured out that I would put up some of the larger knives this evening. Maybe, well, that one doesn't count, though. Maybe we'll take a look at some other ones next time. Let's look. Let me check something here. I need to check and see the date here. All right. So next week, next Tuesday night, we'll have the monthly members giveaway, which will be a knife. I'll have to figure out which knife that is, and we'll do that. We'll also give away probably a more than likely it'll be a knife stand, but I have some other items if you've already won in the past and you want something else. But most people choose the knife stand, which is fine. I've got a pretty good supply of those now. So yeah, I'll be here for that. So we'll give away a knife, and we'll give away a for all the participants. We'll have a chance for one of the 3D printed items. Kevin Sanders says, "What's on the top left?" That is the Tuya Voodoo, slightly modified. The anodizing was changed a little bit from what it originally came as. Of course, the blue clip and blue back spacer are changed, and also Mr. Eddie acid washed the blade. It was satin, so it's not now, and I like that. Pretty cool. Ramsey says, "I want the knife kit, don't care about the stand." All right, cool. Well, that's one of the things that are available. Robin says, "I want the." I covered it up. Ramsey says, I want like 10 more. They're perfect for my display area." Yeah, I have several of them in various and sundry places. My work desk over there, I have a couple that have knives on it. I've got 3 of the stands here, but one of those may have come from in yonder. And I've got 2 in my other area that I have. So Kelly said, "I like the knife stand. Would love to have another." Brian might actually get it this time. So Brian won the one last month, and apparently from what Kelly's saying, he didn't actually get to have it. So Tegan says, "I love my knife stand." Awesome. So y'all plan on being here that next week for that live participation required for the EDC item, of course, if you're a member. And win the knife, I'll get in touch with you one way or the other, or I will try. Sometimes it's fun to track folks down, but that's okay. Henry G, thank you for being here. Kelly said, "Oops, you weren't supposed to tell that." Well, I mean, my wife carries a knife that my boss actually went to a store in his town and bought for me because I couldn't find it in a store local. So, but I got it, and she liked it, so she ended up claiming it, and that's the one she carries. Excuse me. I think my voice is going. Excuse me. Brown Sugar says, "Yes, Sharon will be here." Only one account there, Sharon. Robin says, "What challenge coin is that? Can't tell what it is." I did not actually show that. That is actually the Millie Club. Somebody sent that to me, and I can't even remember now why they sent it to me. I bought a knife, and it wasn't a Spyderco, I don't believe, but oh yeah, that's right. That's right, because I think you had come in as when this account wasn't working. Yep, and then got gifted one. That's awesome. But I'm a Clemson fan, which is Tigers, and so, and you can tell I carried it for a little bit. It kind of wore off the the orange right there. Or dropped it one like that. But yeah. Very cool. Dropped it again. Luckily, all these knives on here are mine, so if I drop them and scuff them, that's okay. All right, you guys, it's 10:51. We started about almost an hour and a half ago, and I think that's Butterfingers. Exactly, Henry G. Absolutely. I never got the would like to get that working, but I don't understand why it quit working. You know what I could do? Could remove it and add it back and see if it comes in. Y'all bear with me a second. I'm going to try something. About the only way I can try this is to do it when you guys are on here. Kevin Sasser says, "Yep, dinner time. Yeah, have a great night." Good deal. Ramsey says, "Have a great night. Day, night, all." Thanks for all the thumbs up. Have a great time doing what you do next. Stay awesome. Thank y'all. And yeah, you guys, you don't have to hang around for this. I'm just going to see if I can figure out why I can't get I can't get this Ninja chat thing working. And I'd really like to have that working. So if you guys want to hang out for a few minutes and just chat and let me yammer, that's fine. And if you want to leave, that's fine too. Robin says, "Well, nice to see y'all. Thanks, Tommy, for streaming as always." Hey, thank y'all for being here. It would be kind of crazy and boring and really not worth watching if you guys weren't here, of course. So, thank y'all for being here. Really appreciate that. And we're going to try to keep improving things. I think it looks like from my end and looking over at the tablet that the lighting's okay. I'm probably going to try to do some of my reviews from here. Instead of in the other room in there. All right, let me try this. Okay, so that's there. Okay, it says extension active. Somebody send a message and let's see if it pops up in Chat Ninja. Thanks, Tegan. No, it did not. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know. I removed it and added it back. And it's not wanting to work. So we're gonna have to figure out that, because that's a really cool. Well, the default preset can be customized. I have no clue. Oh. Of course, they may have updated something and I just need to run through the instructions again and try to figure it out. I do not know why that it has decided not to work. It was working. What is this? I don't know what the auto is. All right, no, it doesn't seem to be working. And I've actually got it pulled up over here. Henry G says, I have little patience with computer things. Henry, I've stayed up half the night before trying to get something working that I knew I should be able to get working. And so yeah, I've stayed up way too late trying to get something working that I couldn't get working. And usually, I mean, after a while, I usually can get it working, which is Ron Cross kind of convinced me to try this OBS because the other is EVMux was like $25 a month, and that was, I'm trying to save some money. Hey, Cliff Brock. That's what I was looking. Somehow there's a setting for that. Have you tried to recopy the link and repaste it? Tegan says wouldn't be a help with gadgets live if he didn't need help with his gadgets. Absolutely. Why do you think I named it that, Tegan? Come on, man. Didn't mean I was helping anybody. Means I need help. All right, the URL. Let's see. I don't think this is right, but I'm going to try it. I don't know what that is. That's not what I needed. Ron Gross says help. Open a new help ticket. That's probably what I needed. I probably just need to go through the instructions again, Ron. It's probably simple. But Stumbo says help with gadgets. You know what they say? Just need a bigger hammer, right? You guys are awesome. I said I was just going to try to play with this thing, and y'all are still hanging out. That's awesome. Yeah, I think this is just going to be... That's not where I wanted to be. Let's see what this does. Nope. Still don't think that's working. Have you restarted? I've absolutely restarted it has, Ron, it hasn't worked for the last 2 or 3 live streams. And and I've got the YouTube Studio open with it running. I'm just going to have to look at the instructions again, and I may have messed it up. I bet you I messed it up. I'm just going to look at the instructions again because I'm pretty sure I messed it up, Ron. But I'm still going to blame you somehow. Just kidding. I have fun figuring out stuff. If I can't get something working, then it aggravates me, but yet at the same time I have fun trying to figure it out. It's the same thing with knives. I enjoy taking apart knives. I do have chat running in OBS. It's kind of like that knife that the guy sent me. It was aggravating, but I mean I wasn't gonna let it beat me. I was gonna get it out of that tape one way or the other, and I'm sure Mr. Eddie had fun absolutely using a roll of tape to wrap that thing up. But it's just something I enjoy figuring out problems. So it's it's irritating sometimes when it doesn't work when you're live and you can't really. It's hard to talk and try to troubleshoot at the same time. But there's still stuff that I would like to do. I want to get my sounds back, and I want to be able to pop stuff up on the screen. Like if someone sends a super chat, I want to be able to blow the trumpets or whatever it is that I can do from the Ryan says, open chat ninja, scroll down to featured chat, copy link. Chat ninja. Okay. I've already messed up the... Wait a minute. It was showing the chat when I opened it that time. Because I had popped out the chat, but I may have done something wrong. I was just trying stuff, Ron. Properties. But it's still not showing there yet. I'll work on it, Ron. No worries. But I do like figuring out issues, and I want to continue to improve things. I think you guys think the lighting is okay in here? I know it could be not so crowded because it's a small space. And I do have the ability to raise it up, but I need to figure out something different with my desktop. I have an old, very worn desk with a leather inset in it. It's an old desk, and I don't think that would look good on the screen there. So I've got to figure out a background for it. But anyhow. All right, you guys, it's already 11:05. I think I've stayed on here about 10 minutes longer than what I had when I said I was shutting it down, and you guys are still hanging out. You are awesome. Looks like we still got about 14 people in here. So, anyhow, y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I hope to see y'all again next week for the live. And really appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one. Thank you so much.